Good morning. We're going to Hardwick Hall this morning. It's a stately home from the Elizabethan period. There's two houses, an old house and a new house. I mean, the new house is probably 200 years old. And I'm not driving, which is quite nice. So I'm having an outing. We're going to go there to see what we can see. I've been there before, and we'll let you know in due course and show you what it's like. Bye.
At Hardwick Hall, and we've parked the car, and it's a beautiful sunny day. It's nice and early. It's about 9:30 in the morning, so we're going to see what we can find.
So Capability Brown dug out lakes and created meadows by chopping down lots of trees and making them quite beautiful. And sometimes if you look around, it's quite flat around here actually, so there's not too many meadows as such, but we'll look around the gardens as we do normally, but I can't wait to get into the house. In actual fact, it was about 200 years after this house was built that Capability Brown actually did the gardens at Chatsworth House. So this was before his time.
No, we don't have to, no. It doesn't say anything about paying for parking, no. Right.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
It's a beautiful archway to go through, isn't it? It is very, very pretty here.
I'll tell you what, you got to steer
The 3-inch falls present today at 7 p.m. as you like it. Ooh.
Once again, we always come to these places very, very early because we miss the crowds, which is not a bad thing.
Looks like Bob's on his way to the cafe. It's a nice memorial over there. What's that for? It's so pretty here and peaceful. Beach. Yeah, well, we can't cut those down to burn. I mean, it's not even 10 o'clock in the morning and it's getting up to about 18 degrees already. Airborne Forces 1941 to 1946. Beside the lakes west of Hardwick Hall there was an army camp where in 1941 early pioneers of the British Airborne Forces formed the 1st Parachute Brigade. For the remainder of the war, Hardwick was the depot and school of Airborne Forces, where volunteers from Britain and her allies received specialised training. Wow, that's interesting.
Yes, it's well, okay, they use a lot of these places, don't they?
Yeah, remember with gratitude those who passed through these grounds and gave their lives so we may now enjoy the beauty and peace of this land. Exactly. Everybody should be thankful to the people that gave their lives. Or people that work actually on site, live on site. Because I'm sure they've probably got a good few rangers.
This is Hardwick Old Hall. It's one of the most innovative houses of the Tudor period. It was built between 1587 and 1596.
Yeah, it's got lots of interior, but it is a shell.
Yeah. Right, so what you can do is yes. So pan on to it. That must be the old well.
Yeah, no, I don't know what it is. You go and have a look.
Yeah, we'll have a look in a minute. So you've got to read. You're doing yourself here.
So I'm just going to read today.
Today, the hall is now a magnificent shell of a building, as you can see. It remains a glittering reflection of Bessus statues and aspirations and pantomime.
It looks like we've got lots of birds that are actually living in the old hall now. So it's still got some residents. Whatever they're doing.
I'm not building it, it's an old hall, isn't it?
No, I just said, what is that building?
Building. Oh, what is it?
Yeah.
Well, it looks like the old Hardwick Hall is actually closed for refurbishment at the moment. And looks like they're investing over 1.5 million to repair and protect this once stately residence. It's actually looked after by English Heritage on behalf of the National Trust. And the National Trust have actually had Hardwick Hall since 1959. And they got it from the HM Treasury, who actually got it from the Duke of Devonshire family. It was in lieu of death duties for the 10th Duke of Devonshire. Morning.
There we go.
See, they say about this building, one of the things is that they reckon it's got more windows than stone. I suppose when you look at it, the windows are very prominent, aren't they? The size and amount of them.
Got to remember, in the old days there was no electricity and no gas, so everything relied on daylight, and when it got darker in the evening, candles, and eventually paraffin, but candles for centuries. And candles were in actual fact very, very, very expensive to buy in their day. The downpipes, as you can see here, like in all very, very old buildings were fashioned and made out of lead, but still quite ornate. Obviously to keep water off the roof.
I thought I'd
Oh, go on. Go on.
not hit you when you were swearing.
Why are you filming me?
Pardon?
Why are you filming me? Can you turn the sound off?
Yeah.
If you don't get that in the right place, nothing else is going to be.
Oh right, so that's what that's for.
Yeah.
That's the keystone. And where it says 4 foot, does that mean it's 4 foot further down than that?
It could
Yeah.
have been left, right, upset. Who cares? But it's a cornerstone. We'll get them on. Surveying the building.
Now, how long did it take to make one of those structures? And how many structures are going around?
This is the gate we've just come out of, and the walls are dressed on the other side with absolutely beautiful plants, as you can see, and a nice walkway. These people that lived in these places really never needed to go downtown or to do anything else apart from walk around their beautiful gardens. And then when they wanted food, they had walled gardens to produce their food and vegetables, and also a farm, home farm it was always called, that produced their meat and game for their banquets. It's a really lovely place. There's something like 12,000 acres, is there? 20?
There's 2,500 acres.
Oh, 2,500 acres. Sorry about that. Just a small place. Funny thing is, when you go around these stately homes, there's always naked people running around. Romanesque. Let's just have a look at these two guys here. Oh, a musician. Huh. Well, they were very well endowed in a sense of payment, because at the end of the day there was no television and no radio, and the only form of entertainment was to have court jesters come round to entertain you, and musicians. Musicians back in the day that came to these places to entertain were called minstrels, and they were dressed in the finery usually that the people of these houses used to dress in, because people weren't very well washed in those days. They didn't want smelly people coming into the palaces, so they used to pay for the courtiers to dress these musicians in fine clothes. So the musicians themselves were probably millionaires in their own right. There's one other replacement if you want. The next one too.
All right.
It's had one car. You see it's got a block. You can't
Yeah.
stick on.
Yeah.
Been cut out and plus hundreds and thousands of pounds to do with.
Yeah. These trees are lovely. Look at that tree there. What type of tree is that? That's like a big mushroom.
I think it's an umbrella tree.
It's lovely, isn't it? Isn't it gorgeous? Well, we're going to go through this other little magic door and see what we find. It's like going through the keyhole. Wow. Well, these gardens are very well looked after. And at the moment we feel quite privileged because there's hardly anybody here and the sun is shining and there's nothing not to like. It's absolutely beautiful here. Now, who is this young lady? I think this is Mary, Queen of Scots. Is it? Yes, it is. Mary, Queen of Scots. 1542 to 1587. Hardwick was designed by the architect Robert Smithson, an exponent of the Renaissance style. Hardwick Hall is one of the earliest examples of the English interpretation of this style. It's quite impressive, isn't it? And if you can see at the top, you can see the letters E and S. That's actually the initials of me. You can see in front of us, you can see the two lines of trees in the distance. It's a straight line from the house, and most stately homes had one of these, and it was an avenue. And lots of these avenues at the end, they would have a folly. So they were somewhere that they could walk, not too far from the house. And some of them were a memorial to loved ones that they'd lost, so they could look from the house and see this folly, and they could think of loved ones that had gone before them. It really is very peaceful here. Now that tree there, is that, do they have to cut it to keep it like that, or do you think?
I think so. I don't know.
It's absolutely, I've never seen a tree like that before, but it's absolutely gorgeous.
It seems to be related to one of these things,
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it?
It's a graph, is that right?
Yeah. This really is a magnificent. This really is a magnificent building.
So you,
And this is a yew tree. Right, this is a yew tree. You've got to look after the bees and the insects.
really,
No, but you have got to look after. But then again, all these plants should be able to look after, you know. There's plenty of plants there.
So they went to stonemasons years ago to get these edges.
Yeah,
That's some modern equipment.
yeah.
In my stonemason, so it's like that. How many of them did the break making then? That's it.
Crumbs, yeah.
We've got a couple of them.
Wow.
So they've got green.
Oh yeah, there's two of them. They need planting up.
You picked a nice day for it today.
Hey?
You picked a nice day for it today.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's not too long.
Well, not now yet.
Not yet, not yet.
That's why we've come early.
You got to come early, yeah.
Yeah, you can see that. It's got a square cut up.
Yeah.
For some reason, whatever it is. Can you see these stones, these little square things, little hole things?
Yeah, what are the little holes for?
Scaffolding. You wouldn't get anything like that up there without the scaffolding, proper scaffolding.
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
It's what the castles have all got, they've all got big. I'll show you them one day. And where they took the walls, the wood down the left.
Yeah.
So they drilled them out with a little, no drills, they chopped them out. So when they put the scaffolding, little bits of a vent in there,
Right. I do like the idea of that old hall right next door. And you think how wealthy this lady would have been, or Bess would have been, to actually build both of the houses. Look at the pine cones on that tree. Can you see them? They're massive. God, the parrots have a field day there. We'd put them in the tree, they wouldn't leave it. I'm very lucky with the weather this week, haven't we? Yeah, I haven't got a look. Someone's having a kip already in the deck chairs. Beautiful, isn't it? Equipment for what they used to use that they've still got.
I used to go in there and I've got half an hour. My fucking uniform bear skin on. It was so sick, yeah. A cup of tea, like, yeah.
I bet you they don't do that nowadays with
Well, there's a couple always around, and then there used to be 20 of them from Windsor Castle.
actually there's the gardens.
This is where all the workers are. Yeah. How many gardeners have you got?
Well, we've got about, I think the team of about 5.5.
Is that all it is?
Full-time equivalent. Well, we've got 30 volunteers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Three of which are here today.
Pardon?
3 of which are here today.
3 of which are here today.
Volunteer, and Keith is the house I'm standing up.
Wow.
Who does most of the work, the paid staff or the volunteers?
I can't say. I don't want to get. I don't want to get
It all
sucked.
depends. You ask
I
at
have my paid
different.
doctor ready.
Okay.
I'll tell you when the gardeners aren't around. Okay?
Exactly.
You'll get to hear the truth.
That's it, absolutely.
Oh wow.
Yes, we've got new string, we've got the black plastic pegs. Give it a go today. We won't get into the ground though, will we?
Well, the pegs are in.
Yeah,
Apart from the new ones, old ones here and there.
yeah, I'll
Right. All the workers are here today. Yeah.
Good try.
I did volunteer for that trip and turned it away.
All looked after, isn't it?
Yeah, I want to know what variety of rhubarb. Do you know what variety of rhubarb that is?
German wine.
German wine.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's got quite a thick stem.
Yeah, it's chunky.
Some are very, very thin.
Yeah.
I've got a very thin one.
Yeah, they're gorgeous, aren't they? Just thought they were like a little yeah, they're very pretty, very dainty.
Cotton lavender.
Lovely, aren't they?
Yeah, cotton lavender. They're really nice.
No, is that what's the ones behind?
Huh?
The ones behind, are they the same?
Cotton lavender.
Yeah.
Santalina, different.
Just a different there's some marjoram there. Golden marjoram as well. Green, oh yeah, green cotton lavender. So we'll have to get some of that, I think.
Yeah.
'Cause that- They've got yeah, it's full of cotton lavender, isn't it? See, what are those big tall plants? So what's this? Oh, it's hops. Oh, they're hops.
Yeah, do you know that?
No,
That's what they look like.
that's what I'd have.
I'm waiting for a pass.
All right.
Flowers, yeah, is it?
No, I was just looking at that little bird sitting on that thing.
Oh, yeah.
I just zoomed into him because he's been sitting there for quite a while, and he's just. I didn't want to scare him. No, they're not flowered yet.
So is he comfortable wearing a dress?
Yeah,
Better,
get a bit
better draft.
rough now, my mini. Let me mini. What are those big things? Yeah, definitely.
Right.
And I think there's that their orchard, because they've got a little orchard as well, haven't they? Yeah, there's your orchard. Yeah, it's just nice to get, yeah, we don't really have the weather that much, do we, to wear them in summer dress. So we're going to go and have a little coffee now, aren't we? Yeah?
That.
They are gorgeous.
Yeah.
So we're just going to go over to the Bell Tower, which is their cafe, and we're going to have a little coffee.
Or two.
Or two. Don't think we'll have any cake, but you never know. We'll have a look, see what tempts us. They are lovely, aren't they?
You can live it. People live it.
Yeah. I think they're probably over holiday. I'll have to Google it.
Not too far from 78.
Yeah. Fantastic. Beautiful. Oh, sorry. I'm not going in there. Is it offices?
Just want to get I've always kept a lot of stuff.
All right.
Storage,
Yeah.
Toilet in there. Obviously people used to live in there for the staff, you see, the gardening stuff. If this was a stable, stable managers and stuff like that,
Yeah.
they've got the water from home from them.
So there's an old water pump where they would have come and got some water from many, many years ago.
There's two, there's one next door.
All right, and there's another one there that's just been hidden by a motorcycle.
So these were the stables, or stable part of it, and obviously with horses you need lots of water, so lots of water troughs would have been around here, and lots of horses. It's a shame not to see horses again.
I tell you what, can I have an iced chocolate?
Yeah.
See what they're like. No, you did, that's fine.
This is a table, isn't it?
Wow, I want a room like this. What would this room been used for?
It's manuscripts and all their stuff. Like we keep our car insurance and stuff like that.
Wow.
If you look behind you, it tells you what's on those.
Patents, yeah.
Manuscripts,
They're fantastic.
grants.
Grants. Oh, I love this room. I've never seen a room like this.
There's an officer's chest on the floor there, sort of thing that he would take in with him on campaigns. It's long enough to keep his sword in there, and his mess dress, and his #1 dress, and spare trousers, that sort of thing, a pair of boots, and his dining dress.
It's amazing, isn't it?
There's a treasure chest.
Oh, wow. Yeah. There's some more, look.
Campaign chest.
Yeah, campaign chests. Oh, that's fantastic. What a lovely room. They're redoing that room. This room, that's a really recent embroidery tapestry. This tapestry is actually 450 years old. It's absolutely amazing, and it's been in this house all that time. See the tapestries, they just go up the wall.
It costs a fortune.
Yeah, they reckon that some of the tapestries actually in this house were actually embroidered by Bess herself. It's amazing, isn't it? This is quite a fantastic property, isn't it? Completely different than any other house that you've been in. It's just, look at those, the way those stairs actually curve round, and look how wide they are. It's not just that they curve. So if you look on this ceiling here is quite low compared to when we go up. You'll see that the ceilings get higher and higher. Now look how high this ceiling is now. Wow. That is just...
If you can hear that noise, there's little machines to make sure that the temperature and humidity is controlled in these old buildings.
Oh wow, look at this.
I was wrong about the humidifiers. The girls are vacuuming the carpets or the wall coverings.
If they need to do any more than that, then we have conservators who either come in or they'll go to their
Wow.
studios.
So once you finish, you've got to start all over again.
Yeah, so this is the last one for this room, so we're getting there.
Wow. Absolutely amazing. Look at that frieze at the top.
Can you fit video there because that's not in Royal Buckingham Palace.
Absolutely amazing.
Yes and no, in a sense. We call it the high-grade chamber because it was the president's chamber. So this would have been the main reception room. And in Bessie's time, there would have been 2 chairs.
This is the main reception room.
Yeah. We're actually in the main reception room at the moment, and as you can see, it's absolutely magnificent. I've never been in a room like this before.
So in Bessie's time, the canopy wasn't there, there would have just been a chair. So this would have been where she would have received a visitor or guest.
That's amazing as well, isn't it?
We're just about to have a new fireplace put into our house, and I don't think we could afford one like this.
I think it'd be a bit big as well, if I'm honest.
Stand back a bit forward.
Don't want to tread on people. Yeah. It's absolutely enormous. Yeah. Yeah, I think they'll jump on me as quick as anything if I sat down. I tell you what, darling, if you sit in there, I'll take a picture of you. Wow. Look underneath that. Isn't that fantastic? That's beautiful.
13 plus 6 in her drawing room, plus the ones in the green bedroom here.
It's all the tapestries on the wall. They actually look like wallpaper, don't they? But
if you look here, in the middle of each edge, which is a good example, you can see a badge, a crest. There, that's the Hatton crest. I said, oh, because I can't put them on Troy in my house with somebody else's vest on, I shall have to reweave. She never did reweave, all she did was this. And you can see it best here. She got a piece of material, cut it to the size and shape of the shield, and stitched it over the top. And you can actually see, when this has been cleaned and conserved, the 2 bits of material have shrunk at different rates. And so you can still see just the outline and some of the colour of that crest underneath. Now that's Bess's crest there. While she was doing that, part of the Hatton crest is a deer standing on top of the helmet there. But of course the Hardwick crest is a stag. So while she was busy painting that, and that's painted, it's not embroidered, that's painted on, she painted antlers onto the deer to make it into a stag, and she painted the famous Hardwick eglantine collar. It cost her £2, so she made £3 just on that deal. If you know the story of Sir Francis, feel free to go, I'm talking if you know what's it. If you know the story of Francis Drake, you know that he sailed around the world. He didn't set out to sail around the world, he just couldn't go back because the Spaniards were waiting for him. He had to keep going forward. But everybody knows that the ship he came back in was called the Golden Hind. But he actually set off in a ship that was called the Pelican. And he changed its name to the Golden Hind. And the reason he changed its name to the Golden Hind was that one of his sponsors was Sir Christopher Hatton. And his logo was the Golden Hind. So that's where the Golden Hind bit comes from. But it's interesting that they say Bess made £3 just on that bit of a deal. And they're not. They are lime ash.
Oh, right.
And the way they're made, and you see how deep it is. What you can see down at the bottom is the ceiling of the room below. And what you've got are these, well, they're not so much beams as trees. They're oak trees. That's an oak tree there. And on the underside, that's the room below, they had frameworks, wooden frames, with wicker. And they would nail that onto the beam and then plaster it to make the ceiling. but then you've got this space above, and that was part filled, well, with anything really, but usually straw. When they took the beam out from underneath that, in the room below, but underneath that canopy there, they actually found coal had been used to fill it. I mean, fire hazard or what?
Yeah.
Straw, bad enough, but coal.
well, eh?
Anyway, anything they'd put in there. Animal fur was also found, brambles, anything, just to fill it. And to about that far from the top, about 6 inches from the top. And then they would put little wooden lats across, like you can see those down at the bottom there for the ones below, just to hold the thing steady. And then in this, what was the North Orchard, it's just a field now. It used to be the car park. When you used to come here, you used to park your cars there, just round the corner and you're in the door. Now you have a fortnight's trek from the all singing, all dancing car park. But in there, she had 9 lime furnaces burning limestone to create the plaster and the mortar for building. And the ash from those lime furnaces, hence the name lime ash floors, was dragged out, crushed up into a powder, and if I say mixed with water, mixed to make a paste. I'm not a practical I'm an ex-teacher, so I'm not a practical person. You know what they say about teachers, those who can do and those who can't teach. Those who can't teach teachers, and those who can't teach teachers go into administration.
That's quite true.
So, but anyway, so I'm not a practical person. But they mixed it into paste, and then they poured that paste onto whatever they've got in here, straw, so it can bite onto it, and then they smooth it out, let it set, and what you get, getting down to the easy bit, of course, is that it's a kind of Tudor cement. I mean, that's new because they've put this in so people can see.
Yeah.
But it actually, if you tap it, it sounds hollow.
Yeah.
Because it's not got aggregate in it like concrete has, for example. It also means it's not as heavy, it's not as dense as modern stuff, and that's some consolation when you're up here at this height. Is it going to survive?
It's kind of wattle and daub, isn't it?
But that's what the floors are.
Yeah.
Apparently, once you got to that stage, Bess didn't do it because she had this matting down, not this particular bit, but this sort of matting down. They polished it using eggshells.
Wow.
Now, try as I might, I can't find out anything about why eggshells. What's so special about eggs? And how many eggs would you need?
Yeah.
To polish this? Heaven knows. But that's what the floors are. All the floors are that. The stairs and the landings are stone, as you've seen, pavers. But all the floors in the rooms, lime ash.
Wow.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
That's interesting.
It was warm in there, inside there, like a tent. Bedouin.
See, they've all got these massive fireplaces.
Got what?
Massive fireplaces every
Well,
room.
they could put a kettle on that at night.
And the windows, are indeed big.
Yeah. Do you know why people sleep on these stairs?
Go on.
Because they're a wider tread.
Yeah,
Because people used to wear spurs.
people are used to. This is your little chapel.
Very religious in those days.
They were very religious in those days, yeah. That's where we came in.
Here we are in the Minstrels Gallery, where the musicians would sit to play for the banquets.
They're quite modern, those chairs. Oh, I like this room. This is very cosy, isn't it?
See who they're related to.
Oh, wow, yeah. This is a beautiful room. This is like the family room, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, this is so nice.
Sitting room.
Sitting room, yeah. Still got tapestries all around the top. Oh, I'd like that table.
You're allowed to do it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, you don't like what you do.
Is that electric heater over there?
Yeah, it's always a these places.
Modern one.
But there's always, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
The workmanship in that is...
That alone.
See, now does that date back to the house, or do you reckon that's...
Possibly. I would think that. They don't do that sort of work these days.
No, it's amazing, isn't it? The workmanship that goes into that alone, and how much that would cost alone.
See, they had places up there.
Wow. Yes, they did, yes. I did know about that. That's very interesting, isn't it? They've actually researched and got the history of the people actually worked here. So he's head gamekeeper to the Duke of the Devonshire at Hardwick.
See, they had places up there.
Wow. Yes, they did, yes. I did know about that. That's very interesting, isn't it? They've actually researched and got the history of the people actually worked here. So he's head gamekeeper to the Duke of the Devonshire at Hardwick. That's beautifully looked after, isn't it?
So when they fitted the spit, that away. And so to cook anything more, they had a swimming part on the stove. And then you would have to trim it with your pan on the top. So you've got the different sizes. And then fresh charcoal would be kept in the larger of the recesses. This would be perhaps where there would be a through draft to keep the charcoal burning, and also where the ash would go over the ship. Same there, it's more like a barbecue on the way. You know, you've got no chimneys like this, so yeah, it would go throughout mid to late 1700s. I think he was an architect from New York. He came to do some work here, and I think he shot something as well. So, because they had that, they say, put in another cooking area.
So what was that, darling? Rob, what was that?
When you told them if you wanted somebody in the next kitchen,
All right.
a number would come up, whatever it was. If that all the
So
thing
it's where to go.
yeah.
Oh,
This might be the kitchen.
is that an oven?
Yeah, it is. They put coal in there,
Right.
or coke.
There's another one here.
Yeah, I think that's where they scraped it out and stuff went down there. Like a pizza oven, that
Does look like a pizza oven, doesn't it?
is. Could do a roast pork in there.
Oh, yummy. Hungry as it is.
Imagine where people working here with the bell.
Yeah.
The main kitchen downstairs, they might be wanted to they might have been downstairs.
This is a lovely room.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's bigger than most people's living rooms in the house. Yeah. You could just try and imagine what it was like back in the day, 1600, when this was a new house.
This would have been where the servants ate.
Wow.
In here.
Yeah. It's probably very naughty to open that door, but let's have a look. So what was that, darling? Rob, what was that?
When you told them if you wanted somebody in the next kitchen,
All right.
a number would come up, whatever it was. If that all the
So
thing
it's where to go.
yeah.
Oh,
This might be the kitchen.
is that an oven?
Yeah, it is. They put coal in there,
Right.
or coke.
There's another one here.
Yeah, I think that's where they scraped it out and stuff went down there. Like a pizza oven, that is.
Does look like a pizza oven, doesn't it?
Could do a roast pork in there.
Oh, yummy. Hungry as it is.
Imagine where people working here with the bell.
Yeah.
The main kitchen downstairs, they might be wanted to they might have been downstairs.
This is a lovely room.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's bigger than most people's living rooms in the house. Yeah. You could just try and imagine what it was like back in the day, 1600, when this was a new house.
This would have been where the servants ate.
Wow.
In here.
Yeah. It's probably very naughty to open that door, but let's have a look. One of those telephones.
Yeah, you speak into that, you just pick up the thing, bring it to your ear,
Right.
and you're leaning, hello, who's that? And there's your bell.
A little bell at the top. Wow. There you go. Ding ding.
I've been around for a long time. Yeah. That one's been replaced again.
Yeah.
Of course, you get to see the splits and say so. Because I've had to try to film most of them with
It's a lovely house, isn't it?
so what they do, they put in a wedge for that. It's what you've got to do with an edge. You have to dig deep down. And that's doing the preparation. We've got the level. Look at all them slabs they've got there. I was
Yeah.
worried that when they put 3 men on it, they've had to loads of men if you and then put muck. Hold it together with a bit of mortar.
Wow.
Onto that thing.
Yeah.
Rather than just leaving it. I mean,
So see those steps? That's where you would walk up there to get on your horse. Horse would wait at the end and you'd climb up the steps and just get your leg over and you'd be on your horse. Here, Bob. Just come in here.
Oh, yeah. Something that I don't like us. That says Top Gear. It's all about people driving. I've got little grasses for that.
I've not seen that many dogs today, really.
Drink water was no good. Last time I couldn't play for football. See those things on the this guy is closest possible.
What's that?
Wherever there's a stately home, there's usually a pub built by the guy that used to own the stately home. Well done, sir. Here we go.
We're going to Hardwick Inn on the Hardwick estate.
And we can't wait to get in. I can just cut it as we want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Get this bit.
It's a 16th century inn. Oh, ice cream. Snack table. Walk-ins are very welcome today. What a quaint little room.
This is just a restaurant now.
Is it? Oh, right. It must be. Oh, there, yeah. Hmm?
It's on the bar.
Oh, yeah. That's quite nice, isn't it? Yeah. What do you want?
Yeah, it's a restaurant, but drinking are over here now.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Lots of outbuildings as well.
Mm-hmm. Loads.
I've been to Australia one time, I thought it's been Australia.
Yeah. Yeah, Diet Coke. Oh, that's a little... No, your service is there. Oh, it's just... Wow.
We're being served, thank you.
Yeah, they're already in. So.
Okay, what do you got Coke?
It's just like Pepsi. Is that everything?
I'm going to go sit down.
Was he taking photos?